Only a smart person would really ask this question. How can I work less and make more money? Or how can I work less and be 10 times more productive? And especially if you're a busy person, this is something that you need to understand. And the whole premise of this video and the whole premise of this philosophy is understanding two important key principles, or you can call these laws, okay? So first thing is, the biggest lesson that you got to understand, and the first law that I figured out, is called Parkinson's law. You probably know this by now. Parkinson's law is a law that states that something along the lines of whatever time is allotted, that's how long it will take. So for example, if you had been given the time to finish a task and your deadline is 10 hours, then guess what? It'll take you 10 hours to do it because your brain knows, okay, I have more time, and then naturally you won't have as much urgency. Your brain power, whatever it is, your productivity won't be the same level as if you had a deadline where it says, hey, I got to get this done in 30 minutes because I got a flight and I got to get on that flight, but I need to go ahead and pick up this passport because if I don't pick up this passport, I can't get on this flight and I won't be able to make there on time. I'm going to lose out on $2,000 that I paid for. I'm going to lose out on all the hotels because there's no other flights available. So now you have urgency and now you have shrunk the time. And so that's the biggest lesson that I've learned. Parkinson's law is honestly a cheat code for productivity, for mass amounts of action, and for getting a lot of things done. And especially if you're someone who is super busy, meaning you go to school or you have a 9-to-5 job and you're trying to build a side hustle, you're trying to build a business, you're trying to escape the rat race, escape the slave system, then you definitely need to understand this philosophy. For me personally, not only am I running a business, but I'm also understanding right now in my 30s, I need to develop even more on my religion, on my faith. So right now, I want to take advantage of the Arabic language and I want to learn an entire new language. And so my father is going to be teaching me and he tells me I need 3 hours a day. If I do that, I'll finish it in 3 months. I'll learn the new language. Well, if you understand my point, if I can finish something in less time, I'm going to go all in. And so 3 hours a day for 3 months and I acquire a new skill of new language, I'm taking that deal all day. At the same time, I'm trying to memorize my my religious book, which is the Quran. I'm trying to memorize it all the way again. I'm trying to refine everything. And that's going to take a few hours as well. So I realized I really don't have much time. At the same time, I'm trying to build my body and be physique and, add on more mass. So I realized I don't have much time. I really need to use my time wisely, but more importantly, I need to get more out of my time. And this is important for you, especially if you're someone who wants to build something big or you have bigger vision and you quickly realize, right? Even if you're not working a 9-to-5 job, I don't work a 9-to-5, right? I just have businesses. And so especially if you have bigger visions, you realize, you know what? My output is not really attached to my individual input. You just detach yourself from the equation and you realize, hey, it's just input versus output. That's really what it is. And if I can get more input for this activity, or if I can get more input that will result in this specific output, then I'm going to be able to get more done. So in this example, what this really means is that imagine if you had employees, right? This is how you detach yourself from time or get more done in less time. And so if you're in that situation where you may need to start hiring somebody, and this is what I'm going to be doing. I'm putting myself a limit of 4 hours, and this is what I tell you to do. You can actually get more done in 4 hours than you do in 10 hours because we have the capability. The biggest lesson that I said, the Parkinson's law, we have the capability to get more done in less time, but also we have a tendency to delay the task and also waste time on tasks, unnecessary activities on tasks that could have been done in 30 minutes. Instead, we take it for 4 or 5 hours, right? And so I'll give you the biggest example. That's why I always have fights with graphic designers and video editors that literally take hours to edit a video that takes maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes to edit a video. And so I really get irritated by that because I understand, hey, urgency is important. Getting more things is important. Done important. Productivity is important. And it's not going to happen if you don't have strict deadlines with yourself. That's why if you plan yourself around and you understand this law of Parkinson's law, then you will understand. And you know what? I'm going to give myself this short time period to get all this done. And now you're not going to check social media. Now you're not going to procrastinate. Now you're not going to go to the bathroom and spend 30 minutes because you know you have limited time. You got to get things done. You're going to pick up the pace. You're going to have urgency. That's important to get more things done. At the same time, it's not enough to just understand Parkinson's law. That's just the beginning. Okay, that's just the beginning. Second point, which is very important, especially if you're someone who wants to get, even more. You have big dreams, you have big goals, you have big visions, you want to get a lot of things done. Maybe you want to quit your 9-to-5 job sooner, or you want to take your business to the next level, sooner. You just want to be more effective, more efficient. You just want to be an well-oiled machine, and you literally want to be unstoppable. And this is the hack that I found when I was learning about social skills and learning how to do social skills. This is the hack that I discovered when I was learning how to start a business. And this is what allowed me to go from 0 to my first 6 figures in just 90 days. This is the hack that I've discovered, I knew, but I took advantage of when I went from 0 to $27,000 in 4 days. This is the exact hack I discovered when I started a new business and automatically earning an extra $30,000 a month, within less than a week. Okay. And so this is the strongest hack that you'll understand. And here's the hack. It's called flow. Okay. And you probably heard this before if you're a business person. If you're not a business person, maybe you haven't heard of it. It's called being in the zone. So if you watch sports, if you ever played sports, if you ever went to the gym, okay, or if you ever went for a run, what happens is after a while, your mind, I think it's your prefrontal cortex, it kind of shuts down, and you're just like on autopilot, on automatic. Everything is just happening automatically. And you've been in that situation before, maybe where you are engaged in a task so deeply that everything is just happening one after another. You're not even thinking, and you feel like you got so much done in such a short period of time, and you don't even know how you did it. And you also don't know how this amazing thing that you just created came about and how it came from your brain. Well, it's because you were in flow state. And that's exactly how I acquired most of my skill sets, actually all my skill sets, because I always got myself into flow state. And so when I play basketball, I know when I get in flow state, I'm unstoppable. I cannot be stopped because I'm not thinking. It's just automatic. It just quickly. It's the same thing when I'm working. There's flow triggers that you can develop that will allow you to get more done and be more efficient, more effective, or you're not thinking about what to do. It just automatically happening, and also it gets done right away. It's kind of like me making this video. Okay, things I haven't planned exactly. I knew kind of things what I'm going to say, but I haven't planned, scripted, and everything. I just that you get in a flow state and things just flow naturally. So to really get more done, and this is what I'm doing for myself, is I saw in my life, because I don't have a boss, I also see that I don't have a 9-to-5 job. I also see that I'm free to do whatever I want. If I don't put these constraints, or if I don't put these deadlines, or if I don't take advantage of these rules and learn how to manage myself, I won't get the most that I could get done. I won't be as efficient. I won't be as effective. I won't be as productive. I won't make as much money because my input is not resulting my output. And so I put myself 4-hour workday, especially since I want to learn a new language, especially since I'm memorizing the whole Quran again, especially since I'm trying to build my physique, and especially since I want to sleep well. So all of these things puts me in a low time frame, right? I only have limited time to work, but also I want to get so much more done than before. So much more done than before when I used to put in 12, 14 hours days. Now I want to get more done in just 4-hour days. So what am I going to do? Well, here's exactly what I'm going to do. First thing is I'm going to make sure that I understand Parkinson's law. So I'm just going to stack my tasks that I need to do. I'm going to plan my day the night before. Second thing is I'm going to understand that I need to be in flow state to get everything done with one time and not having to do it over and over again. Because if I have to keep doing it, if I have to think, and if I'm not in flow state, it's not going to be the best. And if it's not going to be as best as I can make it, then I may have to redo it again, or it's not going to be as effective to making me as much money as I need to make it. So I really need to be close to perfect at this time. So I'm going to be taking advantage of flow state. Now that means I need to understand what puts me in flow state. And so you need to understand that. So maybe that's when you wake up, don't touch your phone. Maybe when you wake up, you take a cold shower. Maybe when you wake up, maybe for you, you have to drink a cup of coffee and get to work right away. The biggest thing I'll tell you about flow state is when you jump into a task, when you jump into the activity that you kind of are procrastinating on, or you're kind of avoiding, what happens is, because it becomes challenging, there's a challenge, right? Flow is, it's a graph. It's kind of, think of a graph like this, right? So, okay, so graph like this, right? Graph, okay. And think over here is challenge. So on this, on the, is this the y-axis? Let's say this is the y-axis, okay? Y-axis is challenge. X-axis is skill level. So if your skill level and your if the challenge and the skill level is on a healthy dose, meaning you're not so skilled in the task that you're about to embark on, but also like it's not way too challenging where you feel like you have no chance. It's just like, you know what, I think I could do it. You know, it's going to be really hard. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety. I'm kind of afraid, but I know if I could probably do it. You know, I'm not really sure, but I could probably, like a little bit of that, you have like 50-50, you know, a little bit of confidence. It's not like, you know what, I can never do that. It's like, for example, if you go to the gym and you're going to lift weights, right? You're going to push weights, and maybe your max before was, you know, 110 pounds on the on the bench press, right? For example, now you want to push to the next level is 120, and you've never done 120. But because of prior experience, you know you did 110. You feel like maybe I could do it, but I haven't done it. I'm kind of scared. I don't know. I'm gonna push and I'm gonna try. So that becomes a little bit of a challenge. That's what I mean. Your skill level is at 110, but you want to grow, so now you want to do 120. So that makes it a challenge. As long as it's not too big of a challenge, but still a challenge, you get in flow state. So that's the biggest hack that you can learn. Just don't procrastinate in the morning and then jump into that task. It'll allow you to get in flow state. Once you get in flow state and actually have a time limit in between the tasks that you're going to do, it's literally going to be super easy. It's going to be super efficient. You're going to be in a well-oiled machine. So again, Parkinson's law, understand that. So you understand less time, get more out of less time. That's Parkinson's law. Second thing is get in flow state to actually be efficient within that time, okay, and be effective and get things done nearly with perfection in the first time. And then the last thing I'll tell you is, and it goes with flow state, and this also helps to get you in flow state, is understanding deep work. If you read Cal Newport's book called Deep Work, he talks about the Pareto principle and all this kind of stuff. Really what it is just don't distract yourself on other tasks. Put yourself a timer. If you have the habit of procrastinating and getting distracted, put a timer of 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I personally, if I ever feel distracted too much, I put a timer of 55 minutes and I start working. And at 55-minute mark, I do an extra minute to show, hey, I'm willing to do the extra work. And then I do 56 minutes, 57 minutes. Then I go, hey, go drink some water, come back without distraction, without checking my phone, without doing other things. It's active break time, not a passive break time where I'm going to scroll social media. Active meaning I'm going to get up, move around, drink some water, do something where I'm not really distracting myself from what I was doing. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so hopefully this video helped. My plan now is to do more within 4 hours than I ever did in 16 hours. And I'm going to leverage these principles, but also once I max it out, then I'm going to make sure I have teammates. I'm going to hire teammates. I'm going to bring on teammates so that, again, what I talked about earlier, more input will be more output, and that's how I'm going to get more done. Hopefully this video helped. If you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to learn the lessons I've learned over 10+ years of entrepreneurship, the video will be somewhere here. Click on it, check it out.